Originally, our group planned to create a company that makes keychains for people who miss their pets, specifically dog lovers. We found oftentimes working individuals feel an emotional hole when they are away from their pets, whether they are at work or traveling far distances for extended periods of time.
To improve our problem definition, we went to PetSmart to see some dog lovers in a native environment. When we first got to PetSmart, we stood by the pet hotel where dog owners dropped their dogs off for a few days at a time. When many people were checking their dogs in, we observed their faces becoming sad and body language indicating that they were becoming anxious as a result of saying goodbye to their lovely pets.
After asking multiple open-ended questions in our interviews and specific follow-ups, we came to the conclusion of making a tangible furry dog keychain which would stimulate the same comfort and relaxation that a pet owner feels after petting their dog, which would fill the emotional void that people feel when they are away from them.
To test this, we took a standard sample furry keychain and asked individuals after leaving their dog in the dog hotel in PetSmart if there was any difference in how they felt before versus after feeling the keychain. 15 out of the 20 customers that we asked said that it provided them with a wave of relaxation, so we decided to proceed with our idea.
As a result, we then made our first business model canvas for our initial idea. Our customer segment was dog owners, specifically anyone who is affected emotionally from leaving their dogs. Our value proposition was furry dog keychains for anyone who wants to be reminded and comforted by petting it throughout the day.
We plan to sell the product through multiple channels, such as Etsy, in person, through social media, or even partnering with custom keychain websites such as Zazzle.
After our first few interviews, we noticed that many of our potential customers were not aligned with our initial hypothesis. Our original idea of a keychain made the assumption that everyone had keys that they carried around at all times, but this turned out to be a distant from reality based off of our initial observations. To validate or reject this assumption that most people always have their keys in their hand, we stood outside of PetSmart watching customers walk in and out and took note of what most of them were carrying. We found that most people didn't in fact hold their keys, but they were instead holding their phones.
As a result, we decided to pivot and try coming up with a solution that involves phones, an item in which most people always have in hand. After we realized our idea needed some work, we went out again and interviewed potential customers in PetSmart, knocked on doors in residential Ann Arbor, and spoke to family and friends with dogs in our home areas when we went home for fall break.
This time we made sure that we would pay more attention to detail than ever, which is a cue we learned from the book Talking to Humans. When interviewing, we made a conscious effort to not ask any leading questions, but rather capture raw and authentic opinions on how they feel. We noticed a staggering difference between the quality of answers we got before and after implementing the research-based skills we learned from the book. Through these authentic and honest open-ended interviews, we learned that the peak time that our products would come in handy was when people were away at work or doing other things away from their pets.
This led us to believe that most people are also at work busy on their computers when they miss their loved ones. We heard from a specific potential customer that they usually have their keys put away while doing work, which would take away from solving our customers' problems. We gathered to discuss how we would iterate our product to solve the problem that our customers are facing, and came to the conclusion that we would instead create a furry laptop/phone sticker pivoting from the keychain.
This way, the product could be put on any product that the customer typically has in hand, which would give us a product that would satisfy the emotional and physical hole created by being physically distant from their respective dogs. In the interviews, it was clear that people had a large connection with their own pets, so we decided to offer different personalized dog fur colors for our stickers so that they can match the color of your special pet.
As a result of this pivot, we had to change our business model canvas to include this idea of creating a fuzzy dog sticker. As a result, we also came up with the idea of a key partner with the company Redbubble, which sells stickers online for people to buy.
After we finalized our idea, we created out a value proposition canvas, which included the gains of calming and relaxing the customer.
Overall, we learned a lot about true customer discovery with the help of Talking to Humans and the opportunity to perform the ideas we learned from it through this informational project.